Small group instruction is a crucial part of a balanced literacy program. Small group instruction allows the teacher to provide tailored instruction to a small group of students, allowing for greater interaction between teacher and student. Guided reading is one structure. The purpose of guided reading is to meet the varying instructional needs of all students in your class, enabling them to expand their reading abilities. Guided reading allows you to help students move forward in their development. Through specific teaching and careful text selection, you make it possible for students to learn more than they could learn on their own. You work within the student's zone of proximal development, teaching at their cutting edge of their understanding, while letting the students problem solve. Guided reading follows a specific lesson structure. Step 1, introduce the text. The introduction addresses the challenges students will face as they read the text. Step 2, read the text. Students read at their own individual pace while the teacher briefly confers with each reader. Step 3, discussing and revisiting the text. This invites students to revisit the text to find evidence for their thinking. Step 4, teaching for processing strategies. This is a quick mini-lesson related to the problem-solving actions that you want your students to learn. The purpose is to teach the reader to develop strategies that they can apply to all of their reading, not just this one book. Word work. This is 1 to 2 minutes of instruction to help students learn how words work. Step 6 is optional, extending the meaning. Sometimes you may ask students to write about the text or do another activity to extend their understanding. Guided reading lessons last approximately 15 minutes. Strategy groups is another reading structure. Students are grouped purposely around similar reading needs. Students in a strategy group can be at different guided reading levels. The teacher teaches a short mini-lesson on the needed reading behavior. Over several group meetings, the teacher scaffolds the students toward independence with that reading skill. The lesson format begins with a mini-lesson and followed by guided practice. During guided practice, teachers confer with individual students. Strategy groups are approximately 10 minutes in length. Literature discussion groups is the third structure. Literature discussion groups enable students to help one another learn. We want individual students to take responsibility, manage themselves as learners, complete tasks, and discover how to learn on their own. The goal is active participation that results in increased comprehension. There are key characteristics of a literature discussion group. These key characteristics can be found in your Foundas Pinnell book on page 263. Some include that students are selecting the reading materials, that these groups are temporary and heterogeneous, that students draw, write, or reflect before, during, and after the reading of the text in order to prepare for the literature discussion group. Students meet several times to discuss the book, and the teacher's role in the literature discussion group varies, but it is always moving the students toward independence. You will place students in groups to reach their academic goals. Each of these group formats has its very own purpose and desired student outcomes. Therefore, students may participate in these 3 group structures throughout each school year.
Created using Powtoon.